On the Red Sea. Please enjoy the rest of the evening.
What's up, it's your boy Reemus. Welcome back to Reemus Boxing News. Today we're speaking about the heavyweight division as we cover the latest trending topics in the boxing world today. Today we're speaking about Usyk and AJ, the lead up to their fight, because they just had their press conference. Now, AJ is of course, former champion, two-time champion, and he's looking to become a three-time champion if he can win the rematch against Usyk. So the press conference for the rematch happened in Saudi Arabia. That's where the fight is taking place. As the fight happens, I think it's in mid-August, and he's looking to get his belts back. Usyk came back from conflict in his own country, you know, because of the global situation, let's just say that, and he's looking to defend and do well for the honor of his country. But here's what AJ had to say leading up to the fight.
So we're still on the road to undisputed for sure. And it's just a little blip in the road, but I'm focused on the target.
And interestingly, you know, he made a specific reference to the fact that he did get beat up, and he showed quite a lot of respect to Usyk in that press conference. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but you can decide for yourself.
The fight with Usyk, he bust my ass, and I have to take that defeat like a man as well, but I hold myself accountable. I respect people in their craft. I respect him in his craft and what he's achieved. So that only should motivate me to want to get better, right? So if I'm around someone that's better than me on the night, I have to motivate myself and push myself to be better than them.
So that's him acknowledging that Usyk was the better man on the night. Again, you can decide if that's too much respect to say in a press conference, but, you know, it is what it is. Now, Usyk, on the other hand, when he was doing his speeches, of course, he was saying it in, you know, he was speaking Ukrainian language. But basically, he was saying, look, I don't really want to do too much talking. I'm not putting on any big speeches. I'm just here to train, do my thing, perform on the night so I can give you guys the best version of myself. And, you know, at the face-off, this is where it did get a little bit tense, you know what I'm saying? It got a little bit tense because both didn't want to look away. And as you can see here, so they're staring at each other.
Thank you for
then
attending.
AJ starts pointing to say, look, Usyk, look that way, look, you know, because he's basically saying, all right, we're going to look that way. Of course, I don't think, you know, a challenger is going to basically listen to that, because it's like, bro, you don't direct me. That's how I see it anyway. So Usyk just keeps on staring at him. And then Usyk turns to look. He's like, okay, I'll turn the other way. But of course, he doesn't want to break the stare, so he turns, but he's still looking and he's still staring, right? And then AJ is just like, well, you're looking at me, so I'm gonna look back. And then he goes, you know what, I'll just look at the cameras or whatever. But Usyk's just staring in his face. Now, to me, and I think to most people, we would say, oh, okay, he kept looking, that's round one. Because, you know, of course, AJ's gonna be feeling that pressure. Now, moments like this, you're going to say to yourself, they probably are going to affect a challenger who's lost to that man more than, you know, of course, the champion who won. And he's showing that, look, I'm not here to play. So I'll leave that for you to decide who the winner of the stare down is. And Anthony Joshua, in another interview, was acknowledging, look, you know, it is hard preparing for this fight. And this is a hard upcoming matchup. But, you know, got to come here to win.
It's rough, it's tough. You know, fighting a lefty has never been easy. But you know what I've learned is I have to win. I need to win. I want to win. And there's a whole different, that's going to be a completely different shift in the way I approach like my mind, my body. So that's just a simple way of putting it, is that I'm there to win this.
You know, in preparation for this fight, of course, he's with Robert Garcia, and here's what Robert Garcia had to say leading up to the fight, because he's impressed with AJ's mindset.
To believe in himself, I think what I'm here doing with him is bringing his best qualities, his big techniques out. You know, the hunger that he has to become a third-time champion of the world. I think he definitely is going to do it.
And Eddie Hearn, AJ's promoter, seems quite happy with the appointment of Robert Garcia, because he's impressed with the approach that Robert Garcia has.
I think I watched an interview with him the other day, and I was very impressed with what he said in terms of the game plan. You know, against Oleksandr Usyk, it's not just a game plan, and that's going to work. You need to be able to switch and adapt during the fight.
And he says, in order for AJ to win this fight, he needs to have a different approach for sure.
I don't think you can just be aggressive against Oleksandr Usyk, but you certainly have to be aggressive. You know, he has to let his hands go more. He has to damage Oleksandr Usyk whenever he can. And this is the toughest fight of Anthony Joshua's career, unquestionably.
Toughest fight of his career, I probably could agree with that statement. But I want to know what you think of that stare down of the situation, and who do you think is going to win this rematch? I personally think that AJ has it in him to win this rematch. I wouldn't necessarily say I'm confident about that happening, but I could see it happening. But I want to know what you think, so comment down below, let Reemus know, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.